Hello, Swatantra TV viewers. I am Mahima, welcoming you to our English bulletin with latest news, updates, and analysis. The Delhi police is likely to serve a second notice to the members of the Telangana Congress in connection with the uploading and sharing a fake video of Union Home Minister Amit Shah, the officials said on Thursday. The four members of the Telangana Congress, who were supposed to appear before the Office of the Intelligence Fusion and Strategic Operations, did not come on Wednesday. The Delhi police said that they will again ask them to appear before the investigating officer as they did not come on Wednesday, an officer said. The summonses were issued to Telangana Chief Minister A. Revant Reddy and four Telangana Pradesh Congress Committee members, Shiva Kumar Ambala, Asma Taslim, Satish Maine and Naveen Petam. The summons were issued under Sections 91 and 160 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. On Wednesday, Telangana Chief Minister A. Revant Reddy's lawyer appeared before the Delhi police and asserted that the Congress leader had nothing to do with creating or posting the doctored video of Shah's speech. BJP filed a complaint about the doctored video of Shah where his statements indicating a commitment to abolish quota for Muslims on religious ground in Telangana were changed to make it seem that he was advocating scrapping of all reservations. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday attacked the Congress over party president Mallikarjun Kharge's recent remark on Lord Ram and Lord Shiva, and accused the opposition party of trying to divide Hindus for its appeasement politics. Addressing an election rally at Surendranagar in Gujarat to campaign for BJP's candidates for Surendranagar and Bhavnagar Lok Sabha seats, he also alleged that the Congress stabbed the constitution in the back by proposing to give reservation on the basis of religion, and said the party promised quota for Muslims in government contracts. Modi said the Congress and its supporters rejected the invitation sent to them to attend the consecration ceremony of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya. According to him, the Congress has always been a party that made a wrong delivery. The imprint of Muslim League can be seen on the Congress manifesto, but the party is not uttering any word even as he has challenged them to come clean on the issue of reservation to Dalits, Tiawan BILS and backward communities. The Prime Minister said he will launch a nationwide campaign after 4th June, when poll results will be declared, to spread awareness about the Constitution.
और इसलिए मैं भी कांग्रेस को 3 चुनौतियां दे रहा હું 3 પડકાર ફેંકું છું કોંગ્રેસ સામે મારા 3 પડકાર છે અને શાહજાદામાં હિંમત હોય કોંગ્રેસમાં હિંમત હોય એમના ચટ્ટા બટ્ટાઓમાં હિંમત હોય તો એક ચાય વાલે का बेटा मुकाबला करने के तैयार है मारो पहलो પડકાર कांग्रेस લખીને બાંયધરી આપે કે એ ભારતના બંધારણમાં કોઈ છેડછાડ નહીં કરે ભારતના બંધારણને નહીં બદલે કોંગ્રેસ લખીને આપે બાંયધરી આપે કે બાબા સાહેબ આંબેડકરે જે આરક્ષણ આપેલ છે એને ધર્મના આધાર પર દલિતો આદિવાસીઓ પાસેથી લૂંટીને પક્ષીપંચ પાસેથી લૂંટીને મુસલમાનોને આરક્ષણ નહીં આપે અને મારો ત્રીજો પડકાર છે કોંગ્રેસ લેખિતમાં
Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra on Thursday claimed that the BJP promotes only two kinds of leaders, one who is corrupt and the other who speaks nothing about people's welfare and issues. She said the BJP plans to make people dependent by providing them with 5 kilograms of ration and asked people to seek jobs from the ruling party instead. Addressing a rally in Chirmiri town of Chhattisgarh's Manindragarh Chirmiri Bharatpur district to canvass for Jyotsana Mahant, the Congress candidate for Korba Lok Sabha seat, she also claimed the Narendra Modi government is handing over the country's assets to billionaires. People have to understand the kind of politics going on in the country, how the country is being attacked and what kind of leaders are being promoted, she said. The BJP leaders do not talk about price rise, challenges you face. These two kinds of leaders are being pushed forward in the BJP. The Congress is promoting those leaders who understand people and work for them. People are facing huge problems, but the BJP talks about hosting big events like G20 Pakistan and China, etc., she pointed out. The Congress has named its manifesto Nyay Patra as injustice has been done to people in 10 years of the Narendra Modi government while industrialists and big leaders are thriving, she said.
कट हो गया है। महंगाई तो आप पूछिए ही मत। आप जानती हैं दाल, सब्जी, मिट्टी का तेल सस्ता क्या रहा? कुछ नहीं रहा। जो छोटी मोटी आपकी बचत होती थी जो आप रख लेती थी कि चलो त्योहार आएगा कुछ खरीद लूंगी, वो भी नहीं छोड़ी। हर स्तर पर आपके लिए मुश्किलें खड़ी कर दी हैं। आप यहाँ बैठी है मेरी बहनें, संस्कार आप ही परिवार को देती हैं, बच्चों को आप बड़ा करती हैं। जब तक सब सो नहीं जाते घर पे तब तक आप सोती नहीं है, मैं जानती हूँ। ये सिर्फ आपकी बात नहीं है, हम दूसरे परिवारों में भी, बड़े परिवारों में भी, जिनके पास शायद कम है, जिनके पास ज़्यादा हो, सब परिवारों में कोई फ़र्क नहीं है। महिलाओं में महिला सबसे ज़्यादा काम करती है। महिला बाहर काम करती है तो घर पे जाके देखेगी कि बच्चों ने खाना खाया कि नहीं। अब मैं यहाँ हूँ, भाषण दे रही हूँ, घर जाऊँगी, पहले बच्चों को पूछूँगी कि क्या खाया, पढ़ाई की, बच्चा बेटा काम कर रहा है, काम कैसा था तुम्हारा। जब तक सब सो जाएंगे तब तक नहीं सोएंगे। हर महिला का यही जीवन होता है, संघर्ष का जीवन होता है। अत्याचार भी सबसे ज़्यादा महिलाओं के साथ भी होता है।
West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on Thursday accused the Narendra Modi government of attempting to marginalize the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes. Speaking at a rally in support of TMC candidate Mahua Moitra at Tehatta in Nadia district, Banerjee criticized the BJP government's falsehoods about citizenship benefits for marginalized communities, warning that the Uniform Civil Code (UCC) could jeopardize the rights of SCs, STs, and OBCs. The TMC chief said for the past 10 years, the BJP has been spreading lies about Machuas and other backward castes getting citizenship through the CAA, which is a ploy to take away one's already existing bona fide citizenship rights and deport them to concentration camps. The Krishnanagar constituency has a large population of Matuya population. She also said the UCC will prevent different communities, tribes and sects from practicing their own customs and rituals. The CM cautioned the electorate against BJP's ploy to inflate the voting figure after the actual date of polling by using the Election Commission. She expressed bewilderment over the Election Commission's announcement of an increased poll percentage 4 days after the actual voting took place, stating that while she wasn't casting aspersions on the EC, she found it unfathomable.
একদিনে 147 জন এমপিকে আপনারা ঘাড় ধাক্কা দিয়ে বের করে আইপিসি কোডও চেঞ্জ করে দিয়েছিলেন। কি যে করেননি তার কোনো ঠিক নেই। মতুয়া মা বোনেরা জেনে রাখুন, ইউনিফর্ম সিভিল কোড করছে, কাল আবার মিথ্যে কথা বলতে আসছে, আবার বিজেপি নেতারা কালকে মিথ্যে কথা বলতে আসছে মহুয়ার এখানে। তার কারণ মহুয়াকে নিয়ে ওদের খুব জ্বালা। মৌয়া যে মুখের ওপর কথা বলে দেয়, আর মৌয়া যে ওদের চমকায় না, আর মৌয়া যে ওদের ভয় পায় না, তৃণমূলটা লড়াই করে বাঘের বাচ্চার মতো। তাই ও বলে দিয়েছিল দেশে কি চলছে, কি রাগ, আমদানির পক্ষে হয়ে কেন আমদানির বিরুদ্ধে বলবে। দুই, বিদেশের কিছু কিছু লোককে, আরে কার সাথে কার বন্ধুত্ব খুঁজে বের করতে গেলে, কেঁচো খুঁড়তে গেলে সাপ বেরিয়ে যাবে।
Karnataka Home Minister R.G. Parmeshwar on Thursday said a lookout circular has been issued to arrest Hassan JDS MP Prajwal Revanna, who is facing allegations of sexually abusing women. On Prajwal seeking 7 more days to appear before the Special Investigation Team, SIT, probing the case as he is abroad, he said there is no provision to grant more than 24 hours. A lookout notice has been issued soon after it was learnt that Prajwal Revanna has gone abroad. Prajwal is the grandson of former Prime Minister and JDS patriarch H.D. Deve Govda and son of MLA and former Minister H.D. Revanna. Some explicit video clips allegedly involving the 33-year-old MP had started making the rounds in Hassan in recent days. He was the NDA candidate in the Hassan Lok Sabha constituency, where polling was held on 26 April. The Home Minister said one more victim has come forward and lodged a complaint against Prajwal. The victim's statements have been recorded. In the meantime, one more woman has lodged a complaint, whose details I cannot share, the minister said. Heat waves are likely to scorch 265 mandals in Andhra Pradesh on Thursday, a senior official said. According to the Andhra Pradesh State Disaster Management Authority Managing Director R. Kurmanad, severe heat waves are expected in 31 of the 265 mandals. 15 mandals in Vizianagaram district, 8 in Parvatipuram Manyam, 5 in Srikakulam, 2 in Prakasam and 1 in Alluri Sitarmaraju are likely to experience severe heat waves, Kurmanad said on Wednesday. Similarly, heat waves have been predicted for 21 mandals in Palnadu district, 18 in Illuru, 16 each in Guntur and Nallore, and 15 in Srikakulam district among others. On Wednesday, Koppanuru in Palnadu district registered a maximum temperature of 46.2 degrees Celsius, followed by Manganallore in Tirupati, 46 degrees, Chilkallu in NTR 45.8 degrees Celsius and Banganpalle in Nandyala, 45.7 degrees Celsius, among others. Kurmanad suggested people stay indoors between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. and take precautions to protect themselves from the heat waves. BRS President K. Chandrasekhar Rao, who has been barred by the Election Commission from campaigning for 48 hours, on Wednesday said that no action was taken against Telangana Chief Minister A. Revant Reddy, though he made objectionable comments on him. KCR, who addressed an election rally in the Mehboobabad Lok Sabha constituency, referred to the 48-hour ban on him and said that lakhs of BRS activists would work tirelessly for about 96 hours. Referring to certain comments allegedly made against him by the Chief Minister, he said the Election Commission has not imposed any ban on Revant Reddy. The Election Commission on Wednesday reprimanded KCR and barred him from campaigning for 48 hours for his objectionable remarks against the Congress. The Election Commission said that KCR's remarks at a press conference in Sirkilla on 5 April were violative of the provisions of the Model Code of Conduct and its advisories. The English transcript of his statement provided by the Election Commission in its order shows he used invectives against the Congress, which rules Telangana. Telangana Chief Minister A. Revant Reddy on Thursday alleged that the BJP-led government at the centre did not conduct census in 2021 as a possibility of increasing reservations would have arisen in view of Congress' demand for conducting caste census in the country. The BJP has earlier dismissed Revant Reddy's allegations that it will abolish reservations. Addressing an election rally in Adilabad in Telangana state, Revant Reddy, who is also the president of Congress in Telangana, said the census was not carried out in 2021 though it was supposed to be done. After Narendra Modi took responsibility as Prime Minister and Amit Shah as Union Home Minister, they conspired not to conduct the census in 2021. The reason for that is, Congress said caste census of backward classes should also be done along with census. A demand that a census alone is not enough, but caste-wise census of backward classes should also be done, has come, he said. BJP did not conduct a census in 2021 as the inevitable situation of increasing reservations in the country would have arisen if a caste census was done, he claimed. BJP wanted to implement its secret agenda of abolishing reservations, Revant Reddy alleged.
కులగణన లెక్కలు జరిగితే ఈ దేశంలో రిజర్వేషన్లను పెంచాల్సిన పరిస్థితి తప్పని పరిస్థితి వస్తదని రిజర్వేషన్లను రద్దు చేయాలన్న ఎజెండాతోని రహస్య ఎజెండాను అమలు చేయాలనుకున్న భారతీయ జనతా పార్టీ 2021లో జనాభా లెక్కించలేదు. అందుకే ఇప్పుడు 400 సీట్లు వస్తే లోక్సభలో 2/3 మెజార్టీతోని ఎస్సీ ఎస్టీ ఓబీసీ బీసీ రిజర్వేషన్లు రద్దు చేసి ఇయాల రిజర్వేషన్లను తొలగించాలని భారతీయ జనతా పార్టీ భావిస్తుంది. అదే విధంగా 15 రాష్ట్రాలలో ప్రభుత్వాలు ఉంటే ఆ 15 రాష్ట్రాలలో కూడా ఆమోదిస్తే రిజర్వేషన్లు రద్దు చేయొచ్చు. అందుకే 8 రాష్ట్రాలలో కాంగ్రెస్ కూటమితో ఉన్న ప్రభుత్వాలను పడగొట్టి వాళ్ళు అన్యాయంగా బీజేపీ ప్రభుత్వాలను తెచ్చుకున్నారు. ఈ అరాచకాలన్నీ ఈ దుర్మార్గాలన్నీ రిజర్వేషన్లను రద్దు చేయడానికే.
Andhra Pradesh Chief Electoral Officer Mukesh Kumar Meena on Thursday published the final electoral roll of the state in the run-up to the forthcoming polls, pegging the total number of voters over 4.14 crore, which rose by nearly 6 lakh from 1st January. In exact figures, the total number of voters in Andhra Pradesh are 414,01887, who include 2.02 crore male voters, 2.1 crore female voters, 3,421 third-gender voters and 68185 service electors. The Chief Electoral Officer noted that the electoral rolls witnessed an increase by 594,631 voters between 1st January 2024 and 1st April. The voter list was updated until the last day of receiving the nominations 25th April. Meena called on the electorate to check their names and polling stations at https://electoralsearch.eci.gov.in/ and on the voter helpline app. Though more than 7.2 lakh voters are eligible for home voting under the categories of voters above 85 years of age and specially abled, Meena said only 28,591 such voters availed this facility. Further, he said that the number of polling stations rose from 46165 to 46,389, after factoring in the requirement of 224 auxiliary polling stations which were supplemented to regular polling stations where the upper limit of 1,500 electors has been breached. The highest number of 50 auxiliary polling stations have been added in Visakhapatnam district. Meanwhile, the Chief Electoral Officer noted that 12,438 polling stations out of the total have been identified as critical while webcasting has been proposed for 29,897 or 64% of the polling stations. Further, Meena observed that safety measures would be put in place at polling stations prone to heat waves, such as setting up tents, canopies, umbrellas and shade structures, along with providing chairs.
Now, as I said, number of polling stations 46,389. Critical polling stations, vulnerable polling station, ఇది కూడా పూర్తి అయిపోయింది ప్రాసెస్. సో 12,438 క్రిటికల్ పోలింగ్ స్టేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. కానీ వెబ్కాస్టింగ్ మనము ఈ ఎలక్షన్స్లో మినిమం 50% వీ హ్యావ్ టోల్డ్. బట్ దెన్ అగైన్ జిల్లాల్లో ఉన్న పరిస్థితి, తర్వాత వాళ్ళ కలెక్టర్ ద్వారా చేసిన రిక్వెస్ట్ని బట్టి, సో టోటల్ నంబర్ ఆఫ్ పోలింగ్ స్టేషన్ వేర్ వెబ్కాస్టింగ్ విల్ బి డన్ 29,897. అంటే సుమారుగా 64% పోలింగ్ స్టేషన్స్లో మేము వెబ్కాస్టింగ్ చేస్తాము. నౌ అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ థింగ్, లాస్ట్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ 1 month నుంచి మన స్టేట్ అబ్జర్వర్స్ కూడా మన స్టేట్కి రావడం జరిగింది.
Stock markets rebounded on Thursday with benchmark Sensex closing higher by 128 points as record GST collections in April, positive manufacturing data, and foreign fund inflows boosted investor sentiment. The 30-share BSE Sensex climbed 128.33 points or 0.17% to settle at 74,611.11 in a restricted trade. During the day, the index rose by 329.65 points or 0.44% to a high of 74,812.43. The NSE Nifty rose by 43.35 points or 0.19% to 22,648.20 as 29 of its constituents advanced and 21 declined. From the Sensex basket, Power Grid, Asian Paints, Tata Motors, Tata Steel, NTPC, Sun Pharma, Mahindra and Mahindra, HDFC Bank, Tata Consultancy Services and JSW Steel were among the major gainers. Kotak Mahindra Bank was the biggest loser, dropping 2.95% after the bank announced the exit of its joint managing director KVS Manian. ICICI Bank dropped a little over 1%. India's second-largest private lender rejected a media report that suggested that its managing director and chief executive officer was willing to step down. Bharti Airtel, Axis Bank, Wipro and IndusInd Bank were among the laggards. Foreign institutional investors bought equities worth 1,071.93 crore rupees on Tuesday, according to exchange data. Domestic equity markets were closed on Wednesday on account of Maharashtra Day. The Reserve Bank of India on Thursday said 97.76% of the 2000 rupees denomination banknotes have returned to the banking system. On 19th May in 2023, the RBI announced the withdrawal of 2000 rupees denomination banknotes from circulation. The total value of 2000 rupees banknotes in circulation, which was 3.56 lakh rupees crore at the close of business on 19th May in 2023, when the withdrawal of the high-value banknotes was announced, has declined to 7,961 crore rupees at the close of business on 30th April in 2024, the Reserve Bank said in a statement. The 2000 rupees banknotes continue to be legal tender. People can deposit and exchange 2000 rupees banknotes at 19 RBI offices across the country. People can also send 2000 rupees banknotes through India Post from any post office to any of the RBI issue offices for credit to their bank accounts in India. Public and private entities holding such notes were initially asked to either exchange or deposit them in bank accounts by 30th September in 2023. The deadline was later extended to 7th October in 2023. thank you for watching Swatantra TV English Bulletin. For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, please do watch Swatantra TV. This is Mahima, signing off. Keep watching Swatantra TV.